Welcome back to LimQ Plus, everyone. On this channel, I'm 100%ing Breath of the Wild by a bit every day until Tears of the Kingdom comes out, the sequel to this game, which is today in 64 days. Got a nice Nintendo number there. Today, I want to discuss something with you, and it's actually perfectly in line with what I just said, which is me 100%ing this game. Now, in this case, in the case of this series, 100%ing the game literally just means to get this marker in the bottom left here up to 100%. Like, there's a counter that counts up to 100%. This counter, basically all it does, is it counts map completion. How many discoverable objects on the map have you found? Like towers, Korok seeds, shrines. It counts for both the Vine Beast locations, their original location when you do them, and then their second location later when you can teleport to them. And unique discoverable locations. I think we are about to find one here. Unless I'm wrong. I might actually be wrong. Yes, I am in fact wrong. I thought this was another hot spring, but some of these hot springs, some locations basically count as a unique location, which will also, because it basically has like text on the map, it will also increase that counter. Now, the reason that, and I talked about this before, 100% speedrun doesn't do just this, but does a little bit more content, is because you technically don't even need to do the shrines to get this marker up to 100%. You just need to have found their location. You don't technically even need to activate them. Like if a shrine is still fully orange, I think I might have this happen here, yeah. So this actually counts. I've only discovered this Misaizuma shrine without ever doing the quest for it, where you have to do all of this content with getting into Gerudo Town, getting the ice block, and then returning here. You don't have to do this to get the marker in the bottom left up to 100%, which is why people decided, okay, that is not enough to count for a 100% playthrough. We think we have to do a little bit more than that. Now, there's people that even with the 100% rule set, where you have to do all of the quests, you have to do all of the shrines, which also you have to do it anyway to do all of the quests. You have to do all of the mini bosses to get all of the key items, like the unique key items, like the Kilton medals. You have to get all of the Koroks anyway to get that mark up to 100%. You have to get all of the key items, which means getting Hestu's, getting the golden piece of shit, getting some of the horse gear that you can only get from specific minigames. And then they also decided, yeah, you don't have to get all of the armor, you don't have to upgrade all of it, but you have to at least upgrade the armor that's permanent that you cannot sell anymore. Where am I going with this entire rant? It's me asking, what even is a perfect Breath of the Wild fully completed playthrough? Which parts do you think should be completed? And I'm talking casually here, not necessarily for speedrun rules set. I'm talking for like a casual playthrough. At what point do you think you've truly beaten the game? Because technically, you can obviously go very extreme here, right? You can say you need 999 of each collectible item, upgrade every single piece of armor. Now the problem is, you can't. If you count amiibo towards your armor, you actually cannot have all armor at the same time if you include amiibo and DLC armor drops. You simply don't have enough inventory space. You can't have all of the meals in your inventory at once. You obviously can't have all of the weapons at once, and you can't even store them in your house, and you can't even have your shields. At what point do you draw the line? I'm going to suggest what I think would be fitting for this, and I am really curious about your opinion, mainly because I am planning to do a Breath of the Wild casual playthrough again after, yes, almost 6,000 hours of playthrough time in April. After I'm done grinding down my time for the all quests speedrun, I want to do a casual playthrough again, purely glitchless. I feel like it's been a long time since I returned to this game and decided to just not use any glitches at all, and I'm looking forward to it because it's gonna require me to play the game differently than I usually play it. Additionally, I'm gonna have the chance to read some of the dialogue in the game again, watch some of the cutscenes in the game again, content that I usually don't have time for in my speedruns. So I'm actually looking forward to it quite a bit. Now, again, the problem is I don't know what my goal should be. I think there's so much content in this game that it's hard to say where to draw the line. So I don't think you have to get 999 of each item, just getting that out of the way already. Technically, this is possible now really simply with a glitch. Again, I'm doing a glitch list, but I think that's just stupid. That is not really it doesn't really have anything to do with the content of the game. That's just like pushing what completing a game means for the sake of going extreme. I think it makes sense to complete all of the quests, and I'm talking all of the quests, not just the side quests or shrine quests, literally all of them. I think it makes sense to, and again, by the way, all quests means all shrines, because there's a shrine quest, a quest called A Gift from the Monks, which you only get once you actually get all 120 spirit orbs. I think the bottom left marker should be at 100% at the end of a completed casual playthrough. I know a lot of people don't even go that far, me included. In my first playthrough, I wasn't even close, probably because I collected so little Koroks. But again, I think if I went out of my way and said I want to do a full glitchless playthrough, I want to get that marker up to 100%. I think that is reasonable enough, right? Which also means to get all of the Koroks. And I think this is where I'm already starting to question things. Especially when it comes to stuff like key items and armor. Getting all of the key items for me makes some sense, right? Especially because these items include things like... These items include things like... Oh wait, I'm pretty sure this is not a Korok. I think I'm getting baited right now. Yeah. These include things like Hestu's gift. These include things like the killed medals. And especially what I think does count towards a casual glitchless playthrough or would make it more interesting. It's the classified envelope. An item that you get for completing the compendium. Now... I guess I can decide myself if I want to go out of my way to take pictures of literally everything. I think that is kind of something that I might want to do, just because I haven't really... I've always bought the pictures, basically, when I played the game in the past. So I think that could be a cool, unique thing to do that I haven't really done before in casual playthroughs. So I think saying all key items, sure, that's fair. I'm gonna have to end up killing all of the Taluses and the mini-bosses, but I think... that's fine. Now, the armor tab is the one that I'm really unsure about. Again, this is mainly because I like the idea of having all of the armor, like owning all of it. So which bomb is that? Wait, what? Why can I not? That was weird. It didn't let me blow that up at first. Right, so I would like the idea of owning all of the armor. I like a lot of the amiibo armor specifically, aesthetically, so I'm definitely gonna use amiibo, not necessarily to farm items or anything, but especially to own some of the amiibo armor pieces that I really like, so I'm gonna scan some of them. But again, unfortunately, it is impossible to own all armor at the same time. You can't have, because I'm also going to install the DLC, by the way. You can't have DLC, amiibo, and base armor all at once, and I dislike that. Now, I could make sacrifices like saying I'm only going to have one attack up armor. So I'm only going to go for the Fierce Deity set, for example, instead of the Barbarian set and the, whatchamacallit, the Phantom set, because at least I'll have one armor for each purpose. I could also, for example, I think one other interesting restriction would be to say I'm only getting one Link tunic, because those are obviously the ones that really clump up the inventory, but that's something that I'm really unsure what's to do about it, because again, I wish you could just hold onto all of them at once, but you can not do that. Also, give me 1 second here. I need to make sure that I did get all of the Korok seeds. There's the rays, the balloons. Okay, I know where to go next. It's a Korok seed that some of you may have already put into the comments because I went past it earlier. You were probably like, why is he going past it? But that's because in the speedrun you get that one now. It's that balloon under the cliff here. Yeah, basically armor I'm most unsure about. I think saying all quests getting the meter up to 100% and all key items seems like a good general time to call it, because armor in this game just makes it more confusing. I think the way that the 100% speedrun does also doesn't really make sense to me. I honestly think they should just not care about armor at all, just because you can't have all of it at once. So might as well just say that's like an objective thing anyway, what armor you hold onto in the game. And the same is true for like meals. You can't have all meals at once, so might as well just ignore them. Well, that's my opinion. I'm really interested to read what you guys think counts for a full casual completion of the game. Some of you may think you don't even need that much, me included. I said before, but obviously I did not. Well, I personally did not do even close to this much. I didn't have all of the Korok seeds. I didn't have 100% completion in the bottom left. I didn't have all of the key items. I did all of the quests, and that's pretty much it. Oh, I didn't actually. I only did all of the main quests and all of the shrines. That's all I cared about. But again, I'm really interested to hear what you think, just because this is something I'm planning on doing, this playthrough, and your opinion might actually shape the things that I'm going to be prioritizing when I end up doing it. Now, I do want to go back here and get these next 2 Korok seeds, because I would like to not end my recording today in the literal middle of nowhere. Unfortunately, Hebra is a little bit unforgiving, especially considering that I wasted my Rivali scale. I literally made a video about this region the other day, where I was complaining about visibility issues. Right now I'm not having visibility issues, I'm having gameplay issues, but hopefully this one will work out. And then one more. Beautiful. Now, I talked about this shrine in my All Shrines rated video recently. How the intended way here usually would be to, well, not necessarily intended, but I think the developers thought that you maybe would ride this river down here with on a log, which made me appreciate the shrine much more. I won't be doing that right now. I'm just gonna get the Korok seed flower chase over here and then get the... Oh wait, actually the 100% speedrun doesn't go to that shrine yet, which is a bit confusing. It goes to a different shrine instead, but haha, I like doing that because I'll be able to give you a little bit of an extra hint or slash tip that you might not know about yet in this game, which is something I like doing. And that's gonna be for the G Hara shrine. It's a shrine that's down here where you have to put a snowball into the right opening. Also, this is a mean Korok seed, like damn. I see a lot of videos where people get their final Korok seed after all of their time playing and not really looking at guides too much, and usually they're somewhere here in the Hebra region. So that's definitely understandable. That's a rough one. The Korok Mars probably helps though. But I'm gonna surf down here. So usually you're supposed to put a snowball up into the right, like, into the right little like pipeline, but you can also grab a snowball down here. It's almost like they did that intentional. Throw it up just like this. Wait for it to grow just the right amount. And when it's before the door, this will not be enough yet to actually break the door, but if you then fully charge it with stasis, it is enough. Making getting into this shrine maybe a little bit easier in your next casual playthrough. But once again, let me know what you think makes a true completed casual playthrough of Breath of the Wild. I will be ending this recording here. I made a lot of progress today, actually. That was almost like over a full %. I actually need to slow down a bit more. Now that I'm planning out these routings, suddenly I'm making much more progress than I maybe should be. So I might actually have to slow down a little bit. But then again, we still have lots of stuff to do when it comes to those final like 5% or something, just like farming 10,000 rupees to get the final fairy fountain. So we'll have stuff to do, but as always, thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow when there's 63 days until Tears of the Kingdom. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.